Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Valeria and this is the Off-Road Range. The first month of 2024 has almost passed, and this entire month I was busy with the construction of the house. Most of the construction of the house itself has been completed, and now it is time to take on new interesting tasks for 2024. But let's briefly discuss how much was planned and done in 2023. Let's divide these events in 5 parts. The first part is the main initial tasks, and 3 next stages follow from it, namely work at the off-road range, the condition of the Jeep, and construction and further work at the off-road range. And in a separate article, I highlight the development of my projects. Let's start with the main tasks, which later created new goals. Purchase of land for the future off-road range of 40,000 square meters. No, only 2,500 square meters were bought, and it was done on credit, and partially it was help from my former boss with repayment in the future. Buying a Jeep. Yes, I bought a Grand Cherokee ZJ Jeep, and it was also done on credit from my former boss with repayment in the future. Independence from the employer. Yes, but it is extremely difficult since there is no clear and constant understanding of the future profit. Start running a YouTube channel. Yes, with the most conscious and meaningful content, but there are a lot of things that need to be worked on. Garage training. Yes, gaining skills in repairing and upgrading cars for specialized tasks at a fairly high level for 4 months. Earning money from car repairs. Yes, for 2 months in the garage and for 3 months while living at the off-road range as an additional small profit if the opportunity arises. Release of theoretical videos about my lifestyle, my experience and choices. Yes, I released a video about nutrition to be healthy and energetic, a video about the balance between work and rest. I released a video about information security, a video about household and industrial safety, and also I released a few videos about criteria for choosing a car and criteria for choosing a land. Preparing a video every week. No, there were several weeks of gaps that could have been avoided if I had planned my activities more carefully and followed safety precautions. Next, we move on to more local tasks, and the first part is work at the off-road range and its improvement. Moving to the off-road range. Yes, in harsh conditions for a long-term period. From here comes a new list of tasks. Setting up a camp and making a living in the wild. Yes. Purchasing hand tools for work on the off-road range. Yes. Buying fuel-powered tools for work. Yes, I bought some tools, the most important, a saw and a trimmer. Buying a portable toilet and a portable shower. Yes, but over time. Creation of a scheme and plan of the purchased land of 2,500 square meters. Yes, as the fruit forest was cut down, the scheme became more and more detailed. Despite working on cutting down for 5 months, I didn't manage to do everything, and my callousness and a burn with boiling water played a big role in this. I ended up in the hospital for 3 weeks and fell out from the work schedule for almost 2 months, which I talked about in videos number 31 and 32. Cleaning the well and getting drinking water. No, my subscribers know the story well. Getting off electricity. In a very small amount. I have only 1 solar panel and that is no. Getting solar panels for off-grid electricity? No. Designing the land area to understand the placement of the objects. Yes, but only on a small purchased area of 2,500 square meters and only partially, since there is a lot of new data and input information. For example, the lack of water, nature restrictions on construction, changes in scheme and area of the mini-house, and others. Carrying out engineering research and georeconnaissance work. Also, only on a small purchased area of 2,500 square meters and only partially, since large costs and a lot of time are required. Fencing of the purchased land from wild animals, prying eyes and former personal safety, at least for 100 meters long. No. Making a profit from work on the site? Yes, but partial. The profit came from the sale of fruit and berry bushes and trees, from the sale of seedlings of valuable trees, from the sale of hay, wood chips, medicinal herbs and shrubs, from the sale of scrap metal and glass. Preserving old fruit trees and getting a harvest. Yes, in 2023 I was lucky, and good old quality trees gave a good harvest. Preservation of what has been cut down. Questionable, since there is no possibility to bring a wood crusher and turn trees and shrubs into wood chips, and there are no conditions for storing these wood chips and these trees. Their condition will be visible in the spring, when it becomes dry and warm. Cleaning up garbage on the site is a goal that emerged from the condition of the site. Partially, yes. Many tons of garbage have been removed. Partially, no. The mountain of garbage and soil hasn't been sorted. Creating a small vegetable garden? No. Creating a small apiary for raising bees and learning beekeeping? No. So let's move on to the next part, the Jeep and its condition. Repair of the Jeep? No. Only its minimal maintenance to perform its functions during periodic forced maintenance. Changing oils, buying a battery, repairing generator, replacing hoses, and so on. Construction of a garage or place for storing and repairing a Jeep, at least temporarily? No. Buying tools for a Jeep? No. There are no machines, no spray guns, no various welding equipment, no other complex and expensive equipment, and obviously there are no lifts. And this is a base that will cover 90% of basic issues for repairing. But yes, I bought several hand tools that are necessary to be in any car. For example, wrenches, screwdrivers, and so on. Release of videos about the Jeep? No, because there is simply no material. And I cannot even prepare a video about the vision of the Jeep, since its condition changes over time and in future the scheme will change. Purchasing a trailer? Yes, the largest one available on the market for category B. Modernization of the trailer, installation of lights in the trailer, purchase of a spare wheel, strengthening of the suspension if necessary, treatment with anti-corrosion coating? No. Payback of the trailer? Definitely yes. I use it for bringing various material to the site. The next sub-item is again work on the site, namely expansion of the land boundaries and start of the construction. Rent or purchase of a larger plot of land? Yes, rent of 7,500 square meters. Conducting engineering and geo-exploration work on rented land of 7,500 square meters to create a scheme and plan? No. Cleaning a well on the rented land of 7,500 square meters? No. Clearing land for building a house? Yes. Removal of garbage from land cleared for construction? No. A mountain of garbage remains. Construction of a mini house in the fall 2023? No, but the construction started in the winter 2023 and almost completed 2 months later in 2024. Still, the construction of the frame itself, the building, is not yet completed, and communications are tasks that are carried forward to 2024. Preservation of owning the land according to the agreement for the purchase of the site? Yes, since the foundation was made in the fall. Construction within a few weeks? No, because the project changed, the condition changed, there were a lot of difficulties with finding builders, complying with the safety requirements, complying with the requirements for storing and processing materials, with logistics of materials, as well as problems with changing the crew workers. Let's move on to tasks that relate to my development and the development of projects and are not tied to any point on planet Earth. Preparation of material on sensitive social topics. Partially. I recorded 4 videos in the Payment, Privacy, Philanthropy playlist, which described the current interconnections between global money flows, tax evasions, charity, investment in the creation of entertainment content, and the amount of such content on social networks. I made videos about types of bloggers and their profit and your donations for them, and proposed an alternative currency to prevent tax evasion, sanction circumvention, and corruption. I proposed this cryptocurrency for the safety and privacy of users and for fair payment for work that is truly valuable and useful for society. The Monero cryptocurrency. But I didn't record a number of other social useful videos, and I will talk about them later. Development of a charitable project on Patreon aimed at the protection of environment. Everyone can participate for $10 a month in. No, this project was launched but not developed, and there is no real practical benefit for improving the ecology. But if each of you takes part in it, then our planet will become greener and cleaner. And I will talk about this in the task for 2024. Still, several trees were planted, and I will talk about this in the video about financial results of the year. Launch and development of a number of projects aimed at world peace and at increasing the development and awareness of people. No, so we will talk about them further. Deepening my own knowledge in design, construction and engineering work. Yes, but much less than I planned, so I assume that this means no. And I will transfer this task to the plan for 2024. Buying equipment for filming and reaching a new quality level. No, the maximum that appeared was a small microphone, one lamp and one tripod, and I still film on my old phone. If you want to support my channel, I will be grateful for your likes, comments and subscription. Now it's time to briefly talk about my plans that I need to implement further in 2024 and my plans on the land. Let's divide them in 4 parts. The first is something that definitely needs to be done, and it is connected with the building a house to a state of normal use at any time of the year. The second part is related to further work on the land. The third part is related to the Jeep, its condition and its repairs. While the final fourth part is connected with my project aimed at world peace and is not tied to any specific place on planet Earth. Is this too much? We will see. Let's start with the plans for the land. The construction of the house is almost complete, if I don't take into account finishing, flooring, arrangement of engineering systems and bathrooms, buying appliances and furniture. Plans for completing the construction of the mini house are as follows. To finish the roof, window sill apps and drip lines. To set up a temporary porch, since the house is located at a height of 1 meter from the current soil level. In the future, after leveling and filling the area, a permanent porch will be made. To bring and connect electrics to the house from power distribution network. This is the most important task and it is quite voluminous. I am already working on it and it will take a lot of time. To buy various household appliances for the house for minimal comfort. A boiler, radiators, a stove, a refrigerator, a washing machine, a toilet, a sink, a shower, and so on. To supply water. To do this, I need to clean the well, which is located at a distance of 70 meters from the house. I also need to install a pump, create a water purification station to remove impurities and heavy metals, and lay a pipe from the well to the house. I need to treat walls inside the house with a protective coating. I need to lay the floor in the house, since now there is a dense material made of OSB board, which is the basis for the finishing floor. And also I need to buy or make furniture, at least minimal, a wardrobe, a table, chairs, a bed and others. The next part of the work, which should go parallel to the work on the house, is work on the site and its improvement. Now I own 2,500 meters of purchased land and 7,500 meters of rent land. And this is the basis of the future of the off-road range. And today, for the first time, I will show you a very rough layout of the land. This is what a plot of 2,500 square meters looks like. You have seen it before. And the house is located here. And this is what 7,500 square meters of rented land look like. We will look at it in detail later, since I haven't yet had time to explore it myself. However, my plans and dreams regarding what I want to see on my land and how much land is needed for this haven't changed, and you can see them in the video number 1 and number 2. Although the quality is a little worse, these were my first videos, and the content remained relevant. The tasks for this year have become more complex, voluminous, and resource-intensive. It is necessary to put up a fence, about 700 meters, if I'm lucky and have the resources. Also, plant greenery along the fence, again, if I'm lucky and if a fence is installed. I need to dismantle more and more piles of garbage and earth. I need to clear the area of piles of cut trees, dry the cut trees, and use the material for sale, that is, prevent it from rotting and ensure maximum quality. For this, I need a barn or a shed for storing materials. It is necessary to fill around the house and under it in order to raise and level the general level of the site to the final level. It is necessary to carry out preparation work for drainage and removal of spring meltwater and seasonal heavy rains. I consider this task to be work on the ground, and not the construction of the mini-house, since backfilling and drainage planning requires a comprehensive study of the entire territory. I want to set up hives at least in 2024. If it is possible, then I want to learn how to work with bees and save strong families for the winter. And if I'm very lucky, then my bees will share honey with me. That is, I will be able to get my own harvest. I need to take care for all trees in the garden. It is necessary to prune the fruit trees that remain until the young orchard is planted. But taking care for a garden is very difficult, and getting a harvest is even more difficult. Last year I was lucky, and we will see what happens this year. Perhaps I will be able to plant a vegetable mini garden for myself, if there are conditions for this. But since a garden needs to be looked after, we will see if there is time for this. It is necessary to plan the rented land and the location of objects on it. It is necessary to carry out engineering work of the layers of the earth, the groundwater level, and draw up a drainage plan. It affects the location of objects. It is necessary to design future buildings, a garage, a barn, a sauna, and so on. It is necessary to clear the rented land from thickets. You could observe exactly the same process in the videos from 93 to 98. And since watching the same thing is not interesting, please suggest in the comments what you would like to see. It is still necessary to clean the well. Now I constantly test it for water levels depending on the season and weather conditions, in order to roughly understand its resource capabilities. If possible, I should definitely try to buy out the rented land. I don't know how realistic this is, but investing in the land that doesn't belong to me is risky, even if under contract agreements it belongs to me on a long-term basis. Therefore, although the site requires planning, design, engineering work, clearing and construction, I must understand that invested time, money and efforts without owning the land is a potential loss. At the moment, I do not plan to take more land until my abilities to work on this land and my abilities to buy it are clear, and until I have paid off all my debts. It is also important to build a sauna, and it is not a whim. It is a place of relaxation and a place of strength. A place for people and friends who will come to help, because I want to provide quality conditions for those who support me and participate in creation of an important goal for uniting people. Last year, my friends already came to help me and slept in tent without water and electricity in rough conditions, and I am grateful to them. But expanding the community means expanding comfortable conditions, and also this influences productivity, so your donations will help in this important task. Besides this, if it is important for you to know where the funds you donated will go, then every few months I give a financial report. Next time I plan to prepare it by the end of February, coinciding with the year of running a channel. You can see the ways to support me financially in the video description. There are still plans, but I 100% understand that they are not feasible in 2024. You can learn all of them from the earliest videos. And now let's move on to the tasks that the job requires. A garage is very important, and at least temporary, because during rainy seasons and in humid climates, its characteristics deteriorate a lot. Now it is quite badly damaged by rust, and 2 seasons with rains are obviously worsening the situation. There are more and more problems with the electrics appear. The metal is corroded by rust not only from inside but also from outside. Water penetrates into the electrical wires, and a Jeep's electrical system suffers more and more. Now my heater, radio, interior lights, central lock and diagnostic screen are not working. A dry and warm garage will slow down the destruction of metal and electrical parts, and it will give me the possibility to dry the Jeep and to gradually improve its condition. In addition to repairs, modernization is needed to ensure high-quality performance during driving on difficult roads, delivery of materials, and any other participation in construction. But in general, its condition almost remained unchanged compared to what I showed in the videos number 10 and number 11. As I said, this is a very high-quality and durable car, despite the fact that it is more than 30 years old. I have never regretted buying it, and I am amazed every time it drives steadily on any off-road terrain. I talked about the criteria for choosing a car in the video number 9. Therefore, I will not repeat what I have already said, and let's move on to a very important topic for me. I would like to talk about my projects. I put it off as much as I could, but it is time to launch my own website where you can learn about me, about the projects that I lead or I participate in as an ordinary member. On my website, you can join these projects, participate, and offer your social initiatives. Now I am working on its filling, content, placement on servers, and its protection from various attacks. To do this, I need to study technologies such as firewall, web servers, remote access protocols, working with various virtual environments, and others. If you can recommend me quality resources for deep dive into these technology stacks, I will greatly appreciate it. There is quite a lot of superficial information for beginners, but I want to understand the essence of these technologies so that I can fully manage and customize them for myself. Also, in the near future, I need to launch my charity project for the production of environmentally friendly, natural, healthy products that anyone can try, and if possible, refuse to consume a mass artificial product and switch to a healthy diet, which of course can be done independently. It is necessary to launch an experimental project based on the Monero cryptocurrency, and also to start mining Monero. To assemble my own mini farm, I will extract the maximum benefits for heating the house and making maximum profit from. I need to make a solar power plant to obtain the bulk of electricity, independence from the state, for saving natural resources, and for the Monero project on alternative energy. I need to improve the quality of filming and work on content. To do this, I need not only to use my brain for creation high quality and conscious content, but I also need expensive equipment, for example, cameras, tripods, memory cards, video cards, and ideally, I need to build my own computer with the power I need. My current computer has difficulty withstand the loads that I give it when rendering. According to preliminary calculations, all this in total will cost around $250,000, and unfortunately, I don't know yet where I will get that kind of money, but as always, I will have to earn it. I will continue to trade on the exchange, and if you're interested, then perhaps one day I will make a video about it. But I don't want to advertise any exchanges, so I will really have to work out what I will talk about, so that the video doesn't turn out empty or stupid. It is necessary to record a number of videos on highly social topics that I didn't record in 2023. About the influence of advertising on the consumption of stupid content. About the influence of bad habits on a person. About the fact that creating worthwhile, educational, high-quality, live content without someone else's influence and investments, and on one's own enthusiasm and resources, this is a huge job, which is often left without due attention and support. Also, in 2024, I want to record a number of videos related to the development of an alternative economy. Therefore, I ask you to share in the comments what topics you want me to highlight on my channel. When people watch my content, they wonder where my money comes from, and I want to talk about it. Last year, I had 7 sources of income. Which ones and how much, I will share with you in the video dedicated to 1 year of work on the YouTube channel. I plan that by this time, I will have finished the construction of the house completely, and I will know the exact amount of cost for the construction of the frame and for thermal circuit. As I said, electrical, water, and other engineering systems are a separate article, and I will talk about them further. I plan to take money from the following sources. My projects, for example, producing environmentally friendly products and mining. But firstly, I need to launch it and to work on it. And on my own, it is very slowly. I would like to remind you that there are different types of charitable projects. There are those where there is self-sufficiency and the development at the expense of the project, and those where you need to pour in the money and they are always unprofitable. Also, I can get a small profit from the off-road range in the form of future sales of wood chips, crops, honey, and so on. But again, this profit is insignificant, seasonable, and depends on various factors such as availability of electricity, water, equipment, tools, and workspace. That is, in order to get money from something, first you need to arrange conditions and produce it. It turns out to be a vicious circle you cannot just leave. Also, trading on the crypto exchange will be the main source of income, just like last year. I could consider running a channel as another source of income, but my loyal 104 subscribers are not a basis for monetization for the platform, and even when monetization appears, it will also be insignificant. If you have the desire and the opportunity, I will be grateful for your financial support in the development of the off-road range. But I don't mean that you are to do this. I consider your potential support as a contribution to the development of the off-road range if you share my views, ideas, and work, and not as the main profit, unlike some bloggers. In order to make my expenses and income more clear to the viewer, I decided that starting this year, I will publish the expenses I incur more often. Whenever possible, when purchasing something or having other expenses, I will indicate it in each video. Share in the comments if you are interested in such format. I also want to remind you that one of my projects is to plant trees in your honor. This project is also completely charitable and doesn't bring me any profit. If you would like to participate in a joint good deed and improve the ecology of the planet, then subscribe to my Patreon for a long term or transfer the equivalent amount in the cryptocurrency, preferably Monero. Your donation only partially covers planting the tree and caring for it throughout its life. In total, for the year of your subscription, $103.32 will come to me without deduction of taxes. And this is clearly an insignificant amount for getting a permit for planting a tree, its purchase, delivery, materials for planting, and taking care of it. So do not think that I make profit from this. But if you want to support my work and the development of the off-road range, I will be immensely grateful for your donations on Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, PayPal, and primarily Monero or other cryptocurrency. But if you simply share my concern for nature, then you can just plant a personalized tree yourself. Just remember that you shouldn't violate the laws of the country you are in. Share in the comments your plans for this year and how you want to implement them. And if you haven't planned for this year yet, talk about your dreams. What is holding you back from fulfillment? What steps can you take to get closer to the fulfillment of your dreams and plans? And how much time may it take you? For example, I need 10 years to build the off-road range unless the situation in the world gets worse. And how much time do you need? It was Valeria, the off-road range. Wish you all the best and see you soon.